To all our participants inside the Zoom, good afternoon. We will start in a few minutes. Thank you so much.
Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, dear Tamaraos. Welcome to the Far Eastern University Career and Placement Office Pre-Employment Preparation Talk or PEP Talk webinar series for the second semester of school year 2021 to 2022. This is again Ron Gascon, the coordinator of the FEU Career and Placement Office, and I'm also your MC and moderator for this afternoon's PEP Talk. PEP Talk is a regular virtual series designed to prepare the students for employment by equipping them with the necessary knowledge through talks focusing on various topics delivered by industry professionals and experts. And on your screens now, what you can see are actually the previous PEP Talk webinars conducted by the Career and Placement Office from previous semesters up to the present. You may rewatch them at your most convenient time at the Career and Placement Office official Facebook page and at the FEU YouTube channel. Today's webinar is also being live streamed by the Zoom and, of course, through the FEU CAPO and FEU's official Facebook pages. Later in our webinar, you can also participate in our question and answer segment by submitting your comments or questions anytime in our chat box. For the viewers watching through the FEU Facebook live streaming, we encourage you to engage with us by posting also your questions or reactions on the comment section. We really anticipate your engagement and your active participation this afternoon. Financial education, the lack of or inadequacy of it, can have long-term effects on a person's career development. Financial literacy must address more than distinct skills such as how to save up in a bank. Instead, it should probe into concepts that impact students' mindset, attitude, and practices in terms of how they manage their financial systems while still in the university and eventually when they join the workforce or the world of business. Various studies have shown that professionals have been navigating through work and life without a solid financial education. Hence, the FEU Career and Placement Office presents to you our pre-employment preparation talk webinar titled Saving for the Future, Financial Literacy and Management. This episode is brought to you virtually also in cooperation with our digital media partner, the Marketing and Communication Office. Stay tuned as we discover and learn more from our alumni pep talk resource speakers for today. Just a reminder, please make sure that your microphones are always on mute to avoid causing any unnecessary interruptions. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Let us maximize our time by learning from today's webinar. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the opening remarks and the introduction of our resource speakers, May I call on the Director of the Career and Placement Office, Miss Maria Carmencita Babes Suva Alfonso. Hi, Ma'am Babes. Good afternoon. The screen is yours.
Good afternoon, Sir Ron. Thank you. Am I audible? Am I
Yes,
clear?
you are audible. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let me start by thanking all of you for being here today, this afternoon. It has been 2 years since the pandemic struck and disrupted many of our usual physical activities, including on-site events. No, a lot has changed since then, especially in the academe. But now we're transitioning again into hybrid, doing face-to-face and doing online. Um, but despite the looming threats of the pandemic, meron na naman, we have continuously shown resilience and innovation. We have shifted to virtual transactions to ensure that our services will not be totally disrupted. And then now, from virtual to hybrid, and then eventually, hopefully, face-to-face na ulit. No? But we're adaptable and ano naman, flexible like that. True to our commitment to assist the students in preparation for the real world, we recalibrated and redesigned some of our activities to consistently provide learning and training opportunities, even in the most challenging times, no? The pandemic. We are grateful to have supportive people behind us all, our industry partners, our bosses, no, administration, our colleagues, stakeholders, and most especially you, our dear students. No? The FPU Career and Placement Office, or CAPO, has successfully run a series of webinars to orient our students to the basics of working, finding a job, essential know-how on entrepreneurship, gaining higher studies in pursuit of career goals amidst the new normal. We have also successfully rolled out online activities designed to help prepare our internship and graduating students for the new world of work. Some of which include online mock interview with coaching or OMIC, online exclusive recruitment, online recruitment exclusive for Tamaraos or Oretams, FEU's virtual job fair, that's the first, and then student exposure to partner organizations or student expo, and Young Leaders Educational Dialogue or ULEAD, among others. Now, let me show you a short video of CAPO's activities no, in the past years. Ito po siya. At CAPO, we believe in a holistic approach in our students' career development. Thus, we continue doing our best to offer meaningful activities and programs to help prepare and guide them in their life design, whether they want to have a successful career, build their own empire, or become a freelance professional to thrive in the new normal. For today's episode titled Saving for the Future, Financial Literacy and Management, we will learn how financial literacy can help us in our career and personal life by effectively planning and allocating resources for the future. This pep talk topic today is very relevant as we continue to adjust and thrive in this new normal way of doing things, not only in school, but in the long term, the world of work as well. Sessions like this will not only provide you with academic perspectives, but real life lessons that each one of you can replicate in your professional endeavors. On that note, I would like to end with my usual reminder. No? While it is not going to be easy to sort out the challenges in the situation that we are in, always remember our mantra, be brave. Because Tamaraos have always been resilient to whatever comes our way. Please always remember that, especially if yung mga graduating students po na nandito. Thank you very much. And now, without further ado, allow me to introduce our resource speaker. There are two of them actually, so I'll be introducing both. No, Our first speaker is an FEU alumnus from batch 2018 who holds a BS Psychology degree. As a student, he was also a peer counselor of FEU peers. Ayan. He's a registered psychometrician since 2018. He has 3 years of experience in training and development, 3 years extensive background on sales process, and has overall knowledge about life insurance. Ladies and gentlemen, Partnership Development Academy Specialist of BPI-AIA Life Assurance Corporation, Mr. Bryan del Mundo. Ayan, sir. Good afternoon. Now, hi, thank you for being
Hi,
here.
good
Now,
afternoon, Miss Babes.
hi, and then let me introduce our second speaker after Sir Bryan. She is an FEU alumna from batch 2010. Oh, medyo atin naman natin siya. Wow, natin. She holds a bachelor in secondary education, major in general science from FEU Institute of Education. She's also a Palanca Scholar for 4 years. Wow. And she started her teaching career at St. Teresa's College in Quezon City. She has a total of 9 years extensive experience in sales. Currently, she's a licensed financial advisor and wealth planner at BPI-AIA. Through her dedication and hard work, she was promoted as area manager in 2020 and has been mentoring financial advisors in the company. Imagine 2020, at the time of pandemic, napopromote. O, di ba? Ganun siya ka-hardworking. Ladies and gentlemen, Bancassurance Area Manager of BPI-AIA, Ms. Layzabelle Reyes. Ayan. And just to give you a brief background, BPI-AIA has been consistently recognized by the Insurance Commission among the top insurance companies in the Philippines, ranking 5th overall and first among bancassurance firms in terms of premium income and new business annual premium equivalent in 2022. Ayan po. So I think I will have to give the floor to our first speaker now, Sir Bryan. The virtual floor is yours. Thank you very much again for being here.
Hello, thank you so much for this opportunity, Miss Babes. And of course, good afternoon, fellow Tamaraws. Feel free to use our chat box if you have any concern or if you would like to share your thoughts all throughout our discussion. And of course, I do hope that you're all doing okay. No? So, kamusta naman tayo mga Tamaraws? Ayan, so I can see Miss Babes, no? And I can see some, no, na naka-on yung cameras natin. Ayan, good. So again, I hope you're all doing okay, no, despite the pandemic or the setup that we are having right now. So with this, of course, ayan, good afternoon then. Without further ado, I would like to also share my screen for us to begin with our discussion or what I can share with everyone right here. So before I begin, or before we officially begin with this, no, financial planning and financial literacy, earlier, Sir Randel was able to give a brief background on the importance of financial literacy. And I too, no, was a student of FEU. I can also relate to most of you right here na when I go to school, no, meron akong baon, and then usually I use it to eat, no? Pwedeng nandyan tayo kumakain sa tayuman o kaya nasa labas tayo, no? Kung yung iba nag-explore, gusto niyo sa Hepa Lane, pero I believe wala na ata ngayon, no? Yung iba naman lumalayo pa or yung mga sisling sa gilid, sa Lerma, yung mga iba naman, di ba? Doon naman sila nagpupunta. So for me, no, personally, na-experience ko rin yun. And I'm happy na I am spending my money, no, yung iba nagsi-Starbucks for food since buong araw technically nasa campus tayo, no. Tama ba? Most of them, no, right now as well, na experience nyo rin na nasa campus pumapasok, and I believe FEU is also one of the schools, most notably, na right now going back to the face-to-face classes. So talagang may experience ulit natin yun. Now, how does that, no, my experience, and most probably you are also experiencing those things, relate to financial planning or financial literacy? Well, basically, yes, we are enjoying those things. No, it makes us safe. No, when it comes to our psychological safety, it gives us security because we are happy. But what I want you guys to realize is that at this point that you're graduating, no, and then we're going to step into the corporate world or whatever path you want to take, no, you have to also realize the value of your finances, no? We're not here to tell you na you have to save, you have to save. Wala ka, hindi ka mag-enjoy. Dapat lahat ng pera mo nilalagay mo sa savings. No. We want you to realize, no? We want you to realize yung finances, yung resources nyo, especially right now, kahit students pa lang tayo, because in the future, this will help us prepare economically and of course will give us the right path towards the goals that we have and also towards our success. So with this, no, to help us further understand, I would like to also share with you that these are the topics that I will be sharing all throughout our webinar session. No? The life stages that we are going to encounter, our needs and wants, and nasa na nga ba tayo ngayon, and where do we want to be? And of course, our personal finances. So, define basically financial literacy. This is the possession of a set of skills and knowledge which allows an individual or us to make informed and effective decisions with their financial resources. No? If you are financially literate, you understand not only the value of your resources, yung pera natin, pero alam natin kung paano siya iba-budget, paano natin siya i-spend, no? Saan ba natin i-allocate dapat yung fund natin na to, yung pera natin, no? Ako personally, sa tayuman, gustong-gusto ko yung sisig rice tsaka poutine. So ako, yun na yung go-to ko palagi. Pag ito yung binili ko, di ba, meron akong iba pang matitirang pera, tapos pwede pa akong bumili sa labas ng Mango Graham, punta pa ako sa Pinoval. So with that, very simple, di ba? You were able to budget your finances, and even you, as college students, meron na tayong idea. Pero what I want you to realize by the end of our discussion or by the end of this talk is when you step out there to the real world, no, so-called the real world, marirealize natin kung ano ba yung importance nito. Because based on a study by Candice Tuchache, the importance of financial literacy, no, especially in students, not only for adults, no, hindi lang to para sa mga matatanda. It is very important because this will help us in our everyday life to survive. Because there are certain people na, nakuha ko yung pera ko, sumahod na ako, no? Gagamitin ko siya for everything that I want. And at the end of the day, doon lang nila ma-realize yung value ng pera. So we want to realize it first before we do other spendings. So with this one, of course, again, bakit nga ba siya important to the students, especially graduating students? Because if we are financially literate, first, it makes it easier for us to keep up with the date and the current possibilities. Teka, ano ba yung status ng market ngayon? Yung 1,000 ko ba by 10 years, ganun pa rin ba yung value niya? Because it changes, no, as we all know. Also, this education allows us or allows you to make the most of financial trends. No, right now, ang dami nating nakikita ng mga trends wherein you can expand your finances, kung saan mo siya pwedeng ilagay, saan mo siya pwedeng i-invest. And if you know the worth of your resources, yung pera natin, definitely we would be able to adapt to those trends. Also, this will, of course, no, help us to avoid misadventures and meeting scams. I know, very trendy, especially sa age ninyo, no? Pag nagsiscroll kayo sa TikTok, no? Very recently lang ang daming mga networking scams, tapos yung iba, nakikita nyo dun yung mga techniques nila. Pero actually, in reality, no, meron pang mga mas devious plans to scam other people. And being financially literate, may iwasan or we would be able to also step out of those areas that would endanger us as well. Also gives us oversight, which makes our long-term goals be more achievable and we can transition to it very seamlessly. And of course, having financial literacy prepares us for emergency situations. No? In case something happens, no, of course, we don't know. No? We don't know what will happen to us 5 minutes from now, a day from now, weeks, or even years. So knowing the importance of our finances will prepare us as well for those emergency situations na right now, hindi pa natin nakikita. So with this, no, please feel free to use our chat box sa pagkakaintindi or sa inyo, sa sarili ninyong pag-iisip. what are the two most important assets for you to become financially secure? No? Again, please do feel free to use our chat box if you want to. No? Sa tingin niyo, ano ba yung assets na meron, ano yung dalawa, para maging financially secure tayo? Ayan, meron house, job, investment, no? So I'm seeing answers right here in our chat box. Ayan, and please do keep them coming if you have any thoughts. But with this one, of course, no, you can consider long-term goals, no? That's also true. Pero in reality, it all boils down to two factors, which is your time and your money. No? You can be financially secure if you manage your time well. At the same time, you also manage your finances or your money. And that is our main focus as well. No? Because in reality, in the future, you will meet certain scenarios. Some people, makita nyo sila, no? They spend all their money to buy more time. Ito yung mga may critical illness, nasa deathbed na nila. So, para continuous pa rin sila mabuhay at makarecover sila, nauubos ngayon yung pera nila for that. Others naman, healthy, long living, but then they don't have the proper fund or they don't have money to spend. No? So these are the possible scenarios. And of course, we are not taking away another scenario na there are some people who are truly and very wealthy. At the same time, meron pa silang time. So that is our goal. Yun yung gusto natin ma-achieve. We have the wealth, we can enjoy it, and we have lots of time as well. So it is for you to take control of your future. And being financially literate would help you better proceed to the goals that you have. And of course, yung future na tinitingnan natin. Now, with this, we are encountering certain life stages. No? At the moment, we're majority of you, since nga graduating tayo, diba, nasa school, and we are planning to step out of school, out of college, and enter into the corporate world, for example. So when that starts, that is a specific stage, and as we age, of course, meron ding certain stages tayo na dinadaanan. Now, in those stages, we also have to identify the financial life stages. And what are those stages nga ba? No? Once we come out from college, most of us will be single professional. And ano ba yung plan natin when it comes to our financial stage? This is the time wherein we want to create wealth. No? Gusto natin, yung living or yung lifestyle ko, I want to elevate it. No? Money for health and medical expenses or medical emergencies, nagtatabi ka na yan. And caring for aging parents. No? To give back to our relatives, no? To give back to our parents, ito yung goal ng isang single professional, which majority of us would enter into once we step out of college. And as we progress, no, as we age, there are certain life stages and financial stages tayo may encounter. No? Some married without children, no? Ang goal nila is money for their health, for emergencies, and also to protect their partner. No? They want to protect their partner, they want to ensure their future, and they also want to create wealth. Now, what about married with children? So since may family na sila, complete, meron ng bata. No? In addition to those things, they are also preparing for the education of their children. No? They're preparing for the education of the children, and now they're not only pursuing protection for the two of them, but this time, protection for the whole family. And of course, saving for their retirement eventually. And of course, we understand as well, in the Philippines and also around the world, meron din mga empty nesters. No? They're focusing on their partners, on themselves. And with this one, ang pinaka-goal nila is to increase their savings in preparation for their retirement. And of course, to protect their relatives, their families, and also yung assets nila. And last stage is for the retirees, wherein ang focus nila with this one is to maximize all their resources for their loved ones, no, create wealth so that they can hand it over to their relatives And we also have this term na money for clean up fund. In such event happens, since nandun na sila sa peak age na yan, no, at least ready sila, financially ready, financially capable sila. Now, I know with this life stages, nandito pa lang tayo sa first one, sa single professional. But I want you to realize this also, na as we age, eventually dadaanan din natin one by one. And I want you to realize ano yung pinaka-focus when it comes to your finances. So, let me ask you, if you have your budget, no, you're earning already, ano yung nasa isip ninyo? Saan nyo ilalagay yung budget or saan nyo ilalagay yung pera ninyo? No? Again, please feel free to use our chat box. Sa tingin niyo saan nyo ilalagay? If you're earning already or if you have a budget, saan nyo ba siya ina-allocate? Bitcoin, no? Investment, no? Crypto yung iba, I understand. Savings, investment, emergency funds and savings, insurance, oy, that's a good one. Dream business, no? Savings, insurance, investments, no? Yun yung mga answers na nakukuha ko dito sa chat box natin, no? So, some of us would think na, if I have a budget, gusto ko, sir, makuha or I want to purchase the latest iPhone model, no? Gusto kong bumili ng phone. Gusto ko dream car. I have this dream car, so right now, pagka umalis na ako ng college, I want to prepare already, no, for my dream car. Also, with this one, house, no? If some of us here are living with our parents, no, may mga iba dyan, ang goal ninyo makabili ng bahay wherein doon kayo magsistay for good or bigyan ng maganda or malaking bahay yung parents natin. And of course, sa ating mga Filipino, especially nung na-lift na yung mga restrictions, no, yung mga travel goals natin. Ang daming nasa beach na, ang daming umaalis, nag-out of town. Pero sino sa tingin ninyo, no? And I too am guilty with this. Sino sa tingin ninyo yung pinaka-bumubudol sa budget natin? Sino yung pinakamalakas mangbudol sa budget natin? Shopee. Ayan, nakikita ko na. Shopee. Food, no? Ako rin, hindi ko alam. Mukhang halata naman ata sa akin, pero food din sa akin. Food, Lazada. So, isa sa pinaka-bumubudol sa budget natin, no? Although, again, guilty rin ako dyan, is, of course, etong dalawang to, no? Kasi ang daling sabihin, add to cart mo na yan, no? Deserve ko yan, eh. So, ito yung mga ibang iniisip natin. We are thinking na, I should include this following things pagka meron akong budget. Saan ba mapupunta, no? And I do understand, syempre, this makes us happy, no? Gives us security, pero it is very important for us to plan, no? I understand, ito yung mga gusto natin ma-achieve, pero we have to also plan for it. Now, in reality, once you get your first sahod, no, nagkaroon ka na ng income, saan mo siya unang ilalagay? Saan mo unang ilalagay ang sahod mo? Savings? Investment? Parang may nakita ko kanina, sabi niya, jowa, sir. GCash, SSS PhilHealth BIR, sa bulsa, panlibre sa farm, bills. So, ang dami na nating plano, di ba? Ito, business-minded. Gusto kong magkaroon ng business, no? So, ang dami na nating plano pagka meron na tayong sahod. Pero in reality, ano ba yung nangyayari talaga sa sahod natin? No? As you can see, meron ako ditong pera, meron ako 1,000. And then, when reality happens, saan napupunta yung 1,000 ko? Una, part niyan mapupunta sa debt. No? Kung tayo, we are fortunate enough na wala tayong debts, then definitely wala tayong babayaran. No? Other things, tuition fees. No? In reality, baka meron ka pang kapatid na pinapaaral, di ba? And you would help your parents to pay for their tuition fees. Or also, if wala naman, yung iba, to support your family, to support your relatives. Di ba? Sabi nga, magpapakain ako sa family ko, ililibre ko sila. No? Household expenses, bumibili ka na ngayon. Pagka nag-earn ka na, bumibili ka na ngayon ng mga gamit sa bahay. Sino dito yung mga member ng home bodies? Ayan. No, yung mga member ng home bodies, nakikita yung mga, uy, maganda to sa bahay. once you start earning, no, capable na kayo, then that's the time na talagang may enjoy ninyo. Ayan, #adulting. Talagang may enjoy at magkakaroon kayo ng idea, teka, ito yung mga gusto ko. And in relation to this as well, we are also saving up, or we are also putting for emergency and medical expenses. And then, after that, tsaka napapasok ngayon yung malakas na mambudol sa atin for other expenses. And then, you are left with this thing na, teka, I just got my income, pero saan na napunta? No? Kaya nakita niyo yan, saan na nga ba napunta yung income ko? And then, you remember, oh, I have to save. I have to save, I have to make my investments, or I have to set aside money for my savings. And again, I'm not saying that this applies to all, but this is one of the realities, no, most common reality na nakikita natin, na nasa dulo na napupunta yung savings. Pero how should we really approach this ba? Well, with what we are seeing with Filipinos, once you get your income, kukunin na nyo na yung expenses dyan, and then whatever is left, that would be for your savings. Yung iba naman, naisip agad yung expenses, so pagdating ng income, ipapasok nila for the expenses, and then, parang, teka, nakulang ako, nabitin ako. So, that will lead you to gaining debt. Magkakautang kayo ngayon. Paano ba yung tamang approach? How do we really save? The formula in saving is when you get your income, you have to immediately deduct your savings. And whatever is left, that would be for your expenses. Para controlled ka. If you get your income, a portion of that, a percentage, or kung magkano man naisip mo na kailangan mo i-save, alisin mo na agad para hindi ka na matempt. No? Para hindi na kumatok sa'yo si Shopee, nagniningning yung cart logo na mapapa-check out pa tayo, itabi na agad natin yung savings natin. No? This is the correct formula for us to effectively save. Now, once we are saving, no, once we have the resources, after college, sumasahod na tayo, we are earning from our business or from your corporate job, you have to also identify certain things na may encounter ninyo na ito, kailangan ko to, ito naman ay gusto ko. And it's very important for us to identify those things. What are the things that we need and what are the things na gusto natin or we want. The things that we need, these are the things that we must have for us to survive, continuously survive and advance when it comes to our working condition. No? These are the things for our basic consumption as well, like food, damit, no, tirahan. Those are the things na kailangan natin. Without those things, we can't go about it every day, or kaya naman yung day-to-day life natin mahirap. And then the ones naman, these are the things that you would want to have, pero in reality, kahit wala naman yun, mabubuhay ka naman. No? Non-basic items like jewelry, cigarettes, no, alcoholic beverages, no, yung mga iba naglalaan ng budget for those things, no, those things are what we want, not what we need. Now, am I saying na, sir, do you mean dapat puro need lang tayo? No. We understand because wanting something, and once we get those things, it gives us psychologically, it makes us psychologically safe, no? Because if you have something na sasabihin sa'yo ng iba, hindi mo naman yung kailangan, bakit binili mo? It makes me happy. No? It makes me happy, and that is also important. No? I'm not saying that this is better than the other thing, but what I'm saying is once you plan, you have to identify the things that you need and the things that you want. Now, with this, we have to cut down expenses in relation to the things that we want and the things that we need in order for us to grow our money. No? Again, I'm not saying that you have to remove your wants. What we're saying, or what you want, you have to realize is, teka, what are the things that I need ba? And the things that I want. No? Baka yung mga bagay na gusto ko, pwede namang next month, next time. No? Don't use all your resources for all the things that you want. No? If that will, of course, hinder or give you obstacles along the way if you are trying to grow your money. No? It is controlling your finances and planning ahead. Because in life, in reality, hindi natin may iwasan yan. No? In certain stages, you would have things that you need. No? Nung nag-start ka, I need money for my food, allowance ko in everyday life. And then as you grow old, meron ka ng mga ibang kailangan. I need money for my vehicle, for my transpo, for gasoline. Di ba? Taas na ng gas ngayon. And then as you grow old pa, I need money for my medical needs, to address those needs. And in those stages, meron din kayo mga gusto. Siyempre, hindi naman nawawala yun. In order to make us happy. Now, both things, needs and wants, both are important and both require good planning plus clever execution. No? Hindi importante lang na may plan ka. You have to also execute it well. So, if I were to ask everyone here, no, from what you are looking at right now sa sarili ninyo, where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Sa tingin ninyo, no, anyone from the chat box, again, please feel free to use our chat box. 10 years from now, nasa na kayo ngayon? Ayan, so in our chat box, ayan, so I'm seeing some messages right here. So hopefully abroad, financially comfortable daw siya. Still working probably. No? So with this, no, ano ba yung reason bakit ito tinatanong? And most probably na-encounter nyo to, tong question na to. Having my own business, talagang business-minded. Si Sir Christian, no? Financially stable, yung mga sinasagot natin. PhD, oh, that's good, no? You want to advance your study. Nasa barko. So with this one, bakit nga ba ito tinatanong? No? Hindi para chumika kami, uy, ano ba yung gusto ninyo? No? That's not the reason. The reason why we are asking you or we want you to realize as well for yourself kasi you have your goals and in order to reach the goal, dapat magplano tayo. No? Kaya here, di ba, what are your plans to achieve those things na sinabi niyo sa chat box natin 10 years from now? And with this as well, you're going to encounter pa rin yung wants and needs all along the way, pursuing your goal. But you have to look at it as the long-term and short-term plan. Because in every goal, no, of course, along the way, meron ka ring mga maliliit na goals. And you have to also plan, not only for long-term plan, but also short-term, to achieve also your short-term goals. So, you have your goals, it can be short, medium, and long-term. No? Wala namang problem dyan. As long as you have your goal, no? As long as it's clear sa inyo, and you have your plan. And remember, going back, sabi ko nga, hindi lang plan ang important, you also have to execute it well. That's why we have instruments that should help us achieve those goals. All of them should link one by one. Now, if I were to ask your goals, most probably marami kang sasabihin, pero if I will be asking you, ano ba yung goals ninyo, you have to remember na ang goal, it should be smart. No? It should be smart. Anong meaning ng smart? It should be specific, it should be measurable, should be attainable, relevant, and also the most important one is time-based. No? Again, when you set a goal, it should be a smart goal. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Very important si time-based. No? Because you have your goals. 10 years from now, sir, gusto ko, nakakita ko sa barko. I should have my own business. So your goals and also the instruments that you will be using to achieve those goals should also be time-based with respect to your goals. And with those plans that we have in mind, no, majority of us, we have to save for our plans. Business, may it be business, a higher quality of lifestyle. It can be going abroad, being financially stable. And when it comes to your plans, these are the things that we are including. No? All the photos that you're seeing right here, ito yung na-encounter ng bawat isa sa atin. No? And some of this, we are in Philippines, no? Sa mga Pilipino, tabu yung iba dito pag-usapan kasi hindi agad natin yon gustong pag-usapan. Pero it's reality. Now, for us to be capable of supporting our goals and our plans, you should create your financial plan. For financial plan, meron tayong 3 stages. The first one is you should protect. Protect first your income. No? Once you are receiving your income or you have your resources, protektahan mo siya. No? Through bank savings, time deposit, or even life insurance is there to also protect. No? To protect your income. Now that you have a steady flow of income, you want to build it naman. No? Majority of you nakita ko dito, it can be crypto, it can be investments, pero once building your income, building your financial capability, no? Ito na tayo, nandito tayo sa second stage. No? I want to expand my wealth through stocks, bonds, no? And other in the industry of life insurance, meron tayong tinatawag na VUL, no? Or variable unit link products wherein you are protected at the same time, you are also earning. So with this, na-hit natin yung dalawa agad. And last is transfer. No? Once na nandun na kayo sa golden age ninyo, you have all the funds, all the money, all the resources that you need and want, paano mo ngayon siya ita-transfer into a sort of donation ba? You want to give it to your family? And if in case na hindi ninyo or hindi pa kayo aware, life insurance also helps when it comes to transferring of your wealth. No? So you can also transfer, and all throughout, as you can see, life insurance can help you protect, help you build your fund, and help you when it comes to transferring your wealth. Because we want also to be protected from life's uncertainty. We're not saying na this will happen immediately, but of course, this is reality. Kahit dito pa lang tayo, graduating pa lang tayo, we want you to realize that we have certain uncertainties that we are going to encounter eventually na hindi natin maiiwasan. That old age or even disability. No? I can't say when these things will happen, but being individuals and being human beings, definitely mangyayari sa atin to. But we want you to, of course, enjoy pa rin. No? Have financial freedom and at the same time to protect you as well. And that should also be part of your plan. Because in relation to this, here in the Philippines, there are 26.3 million households. And with this one, each one of them is dependent on a breadwinner. Each one of them. Imagine, 26 million ang families sa Pilipinas. And in the family, merong head of the family. That everyone is depending on that person. Now, imagine, what will be the lifestyle of the family? No? Yung food to eat nila, dapat continuous, dapat sustainable. Monthly bills, no? Expenses, of course, of every family and every household. At the same time, for the children to have good education. Now, take note, all of those members of the family is dependent on a breadwinner. And the question is, if anything happens to the breadwinner, who will look after this or her family? Now, sir, we're talking about financial literacy because we want you to realize the worth of your finances, your resources, and how it relates to the reality of the world. Now, what will happen, no? What will be the outcome if this thing happens? So, with this, just to share with you, na alam nyo ba na sa Pilipinas, 8 out of 10 Filipinos are not financially ready when those risks happen. And this is something na at a young age, we should realize. Kasi by the time na ma-realize natin to na old age na tayo, it's too late already. That's why in knowing the value of your money, you should also know how to plan. You should also know, teka, in the future, I will encounter this risk. So right now pa lang, I want to do my best to prepare. And that also is the purpose of financial literacy. Now, having your plans, paano nga ba natin to i-expand? Paano ba natin palalakihin yung wealth natin? No? You can work for it, work hard for it. Some, no, have the privilege to inherit it from their family. Some could win it, no? Yung mga tumataya sa loto or nag-invest sila into crypto and then nag-pump, di ba? Others are also fortunate enough to marry into it, no? You met someone from a very wealthy family, so you were able to build your wealth because of that. Some would save for it, no? Whatever income they're getting, portion of that sinesave nila, and others would invest for it. And I'm very happy to see in our chat box na ang daming nag-a-answer kanina pa ng investment. So that is something na right now, nakikita natin, nare-realize na ng mga Pilipino, and even at a young age, no? That's why we're very happy. So it's very important also, if you want to build your wealth, you can also invest. Now, in investing, kailangan ba piliin ko lang kung ano yung maganda? Well, in investing, basically, the goal here is for you to use your money, use your resources in the hopes of reaping future benefits. No? Yun naman yung purpose natin. Sino dito? I just want to quickly ask in our chat box. Sino dito ang may mga investments? May it be crypto or anything. Investment, sino dito ang meron? Kanina nakita ko merong Bitcoin. Ayan, Sir Aaron Sebastian, meron. Insurance and investment for Miss Geneva. May Bitcoin. No? So with this one, again, once we enter into an investment, yun naman yung goal natin, right? We want to earn from this. We want to earn from whatever money or resources we are putting in our investment, and gusto natin kumita from this, no? From our investment. Now, in investing, there are three things that you should always have. Number one, what is your goal? No? Of course, we want to earn from our investment. And other than that, ano pa ba yung ibang goals natin when it comes to investment? Time horizon. For my investment, ganong kahaba? And also, when it comes to getting the returns, no, ganong katagal ba bumalik sa akin yung return? I should have my time frame. I should have my time horizon. And also, we have to understand not only the return, but also the risk. No? Not only the return, but also the risk. No? May it be stocks, may it be crypto, it goes up and down. So we have to also understand ano ba yung risk na meron when it comes to investment. So, again, why do people save or why do people invest nga ba? No? Sir, I'm planning for my future. No? That's the correct answer, and most probably that's gonna be your answer for me. Sir, I want to earn more para I can spend on things that I want. No? But people basically or typically save or invest to have all of this. Income protection. I want to save, I want to invest para whatever income I'm getting is protected. Another is for children's education. I know, again, right now, since graduating students pa tayo, hindi pa natin to agad na-realize, but eventually, dun tayo pupunta. No? We have to save, we have to invest for the children's education. At the same time, another for retirement, to prepare us for our retirement life. No? We want to enjoy our life when it comes to retirement. No? Lahat naman sa atin gusto nag-enjoy pagka retired na tayo. We want to make the best out of our lives. So that's why people invest and people save. Another is for medical needs. Not only when you grow old, but along the way, if you meet some emergency, no, you want to be prepared. That's why people would save and invest as well. And also, all of this, as you can see, we want to accumulate our wealth. We want to expand our wealth even further. So those are the things that we typically do, or the purpose, no, why people invest or why people save. Now, am I saying na you should do all of those? Kailangan lahat yan nasa isip ninyo? At the moment, not necessarily, but we want you to realize that this is going to be the path that you will be taking. No? Once you grow old and once you are on that path towards your goals and success, these are the things that you have to really think of. So going back to our financial plan, again, the first one, we want to protect our income, our resources. No, ayaw nating mawala sa atin to. No? Once it's stable, we want to build it, no, expand it even further, and at the end of it, we want to also transfer our resources. And of course, again, no, being financially literate would help us enjoy the future and at the same time make the most out of the plans and reach the goals that we have for ourselves, for our families, and for our loved ones. And with this, I would like to, of course, thank you all for the participation in our chat box, and thank you for giving me as well your time, no, listening into our discussion. And hopefully, we learn something, a thing or two about financial literacy and what should be our mindset, no, what should be our mindset in planning ahead for our goals and for our future. So with this, no, in relation to our discussion, in relation to our discussion as well, I would like to call on my co-alumni, Ms. Layzabelle Baldosa, which is again, just to give you a recap, is a Bancassurance area manager and also an alumni from FEU, focusing on education. And of course, to share her experience when it comes to this industry, no, I would like to, of course, call on Ms. Layzabelle. Hello and good afternoon, Ms. Layzabelle.
Hello, good afternoon. Yan, sorry ah. Yan. Can you see my slide?
Yes, Miss Liza, it's visible. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, good afternoon, Tamaraos, no? So, before we start, no, let me ask you one question, which is very common na question lang to. So, yan. How do you define success? So, guys, no, feel free to chat your answers sa chat box. So, yan. So, how do you define success? So, some of you know may define success having your own house, driving your own car, or buying the latest gadget. So, I'm Maria Layzabelle Baldosa Reyes, Bancassurance Sales Area Manager of BPI-AIA. And welcome to the real world. So, Miss Liza, bakit naman real world, no? So, I know guys na some of you gagraduate na, no? Graduating students. And katulad nyo rin ako before, no? Nung graduate ako, marami akong dreams, no? Then, earlier, we define success. So, we define success according to our common goals. So, ano nga ba yung success? Wala namang tama or maling definition when it comes to success. So, sabi nila, dreams are anchor that hold us to the path of success. So, ang mga dreams natin, ito yung nagbibigay sa atin ng direction, nagsiset sa atin ng objectives, at yung dreams ang nagmo-motivate sa atin to wake up every morning. And di ba guys, no, gagawin natin ang lahat to protect those dreams. At hindi lang yung sarili nating dreams, pati yung mga dreams ng ating family. So, by the end of the session, no, I will help you realize how success works and how to make your dream happen. So, yan. Just like you, ako rin ay isang Tamaraw before, no? Yan, kung familiar kayo dyan sa place na yan, sa may IE, yan, hindi ko na, yung year kung kailan ako graduate, nabanggit na kanina, ayoko sanang sabihin, kasi yung picture ko dyan medyo nakatagilid pa. So, yun yung mga naunang selfie or post ng mga kapanahunan ko, no? So, just like you know, nung time na yon, for me, success is having, sabi ko noon, pag ako graduate, no, kailangan ang trabaho ko ganito. Magkaroon ako ng sariling bahay, magkaroon ako ng sariling sasakyan. At gusto ko, pag mayroong latest model ng iPhone, makakabili ako. Pero, nung time na yun, no, yun ba talaga yung success para sa akin? Then hindi ko alam, paano ko ba ma-achieve, no, yung mga dreams ko sa buhay. You know guys, no, katulad nyo ako na maraming dreams nung mga panahon na graduating student pa lang ako. Like, gusto ko mabilhan ko yung nanay ko ng bahay, yung mga kapatid ko, gusto ko ako yung magpaaral, no? Pero, hindi ko alam kung paano maa-achieve yung dream ko ngayon. So, parang, eto na pala yung totoong mundo. So, hindi ko din alam, no, kung ano ba yung mag-work o ano ba yung tamang work para sa akin that time. I graduated as Bachelor of Secondary Education, no, major in General Science in FEU. At ang unang trabaho ko, syempre, no, susundin natin yung course natin. Nag-apply ako noon ng teacher sa St. Teresa's College in Quezon City. Then after that, no, I decided to leave, no, and join real estate. So, naging real estate consultant ako. And then, 2014, I decided to join BPI-AIA. And luckily, no, tinanggap naman nila ako. So, ito yung, nandyan, no, hanapin mo na lang ako sa picture na yun. Yung pinakamaganda dyan, no. So, however, no, merong mga bagay na makakapag-delay ng ating success. Then, may mga bagay na hindi natin nakokontrol that pwedeng mangyari sa atin. And for sure, no, ahaba yung proseso sa pag-achieve natin ng mga goals na yan. So, with that, no, I will share to you a story. So, this is a protection story. Yan. This is my friend, Mian. So, actually, she's my high school batchmate, no? As you can see, di ba, meron siyang family. So, she has 3 kids. May work yung husband niya. And as I can see, as I know her, no, napo-provide niya naman sa mga anak niya yung pangangailangan niya. Meron silang bahay. And of course, no, nakakapag-outing sila, napo-provide niya yung mga luho ng family niya. But recently lang, no, na-diagnose siya ng cancer. Then, humingi siya sa akin ng tulong or humingi yung friends namin, o humingi sa amin ng tulong to raise a fund for her. And doon, no, na-realize ko that no matter how you see yourself achieving your goals, kasi nandun na si Mia, may family, ganyan, no, meron talagang mga unexpected na pangyayari na pwede nating ma-encounter along the way on achieving kung ano man yung goals na kailangan natin. Actually, no, my main role sa trabaho ko before na naging Bancassurance area manager ako is to be a protection advocate. However, no, I failed my purpose to my friend Mian. Bakit? Hindi ko kasi na-share sa kanya, no? At isa 'yun sa mga naging failed, no, sa career ko. Na parang whenever I feel na parang meron akong nakikita na, 'di ba, during pandemic, ang daming mga lumalabas na kandila sa ating mga Facebook page and ang iba naman nanghihingi ng tulong. And kapag nakikita ko yung mga kaibigan ko na nanghihingi ng tulong, so parang sa akin, sana ni-introduce ko sa kanila. So, ano ba yung realization ko kay Mia? So, realization is that may mga risk, no, na hindi natin na-anticipate. Hindi natin alam kung kailan ito mangyayari. Just like Mia, no, she was only 32 years old. And then, may mga bagay talagang hindi natin kontrolado. So, sharing with you these slides, no, not just Mian, pero sa mga Filipino. No? Sa mga kamag-anak nyo siguro, meron kayong kamag-anak na nagkasakit, no? Heart disease, merong nagkasakit na cancer, at ito, no, yung COVID. So, look at the slide mo. Kunwari, yung kay Mian, sa cancer. So, magkano ba yung chemotherapy ngayon? It's 60,000 pesos per session. So, sa tingin nyo, no, bakit masasabi natin na madedelay yung success ni Mian? Kasi, no, instead of buying siguro kung ano yung pangangailangan ng anak niya or meron pa siyang plano sa investment or whatever, no, kailangan pang ibili or ibayad sa hospitalization. So, how much ba ang cost ng chemotherapy per month? It's 60,000 per session. Sa government, sabihin mo, Miss Liza, meron naman kamong SSS, meron PhilHealth, and meron ding, nagbibigay din po si PCSO, hindi lang po ito nagpapataya sa loto, no? Nagbibigay din siya. Yes, but unfortunately, only 100 to 300 pesos lang ang kayang maibigay sa mga government agency, yung ma-cover. And how much kapag nagkakasakit ka ng cancer? Napakamahal. No? Imaginein mo na lang sa hospitalization. Imaginein mo na lang yung gasolina pa nga lang, papunta ng hospital, daily, papunta pabalik, no? And lalo na ngayon, no, na may COVID, na pandemic, pati PPE babayaran natin. So, nade-delay, no? Kasi instead of sayang maka-invest na, no? Pinapag-aral niya sa mga anak niya, no? Ang nangyari, naibayad niya lahat sa hospitalization. That's why, humingi siya sa akin ng tulong. Humingi siya ng tulong sa mga batchmate niya, nagkanda kami ng fundraising sa Facebook, ng raffle, ganyan. So, in a snap, no, life becomes different for me. Di ba, katulad natin ngayon, hindi naman natin akalain na magkakaroon ng pandemic. No? Dati, kahit saan, bibili tayo ng milk tea, lalabas after, ako, no, after office hours, nagko-coffee or milk tea, chatting with my friends. As in a snap, nakulong tayo. So, parang ganun yung nangyari sa friend ko. Biglang nagbago yung life niya. No? However, no, kahit may mga bagay na hindi natin kayang kontrolin, no, may mga bagay, yes, no, may mga bagay din na kailangan na kayang-kaya nating kontrolin. And we can put our focus on the things that we can control. So, another one, no, I have here, I would want you to meet also my friend or my client, no. Her name, ay tago na lang natin siya sa pangalang Marites. No? Or may isa-suggest ba kayong pangalan na pwede nating tawagin sa ating friends, no? So, this client of mine, no, way back 2015, pumunta siya sa branch. Natatandaan ko siya kasi ang kanyang last name is same ng last name ng husband ko. Same ng last name ko. So, nag-approach siya sa akin. Miss Liza, gusto ko pong mag-invest. Ako po ay asawa ng OFW. May 4 po akong anak. Gusto ko pong i-invest itong perang kinikita ng husband ko. At ang una kong tinanong sa kanya, meron na po ba kayong insurance? So, to make the story short, no, binigyan namin siya ng magandang financial planning. Inintroduce namin sa kanya yung financial planning. And the main reason kung bakit niya kinuha yung plano na yun is nagustuhan niya. At we help Marites, no, to have a total wellness solution na naibibigay sa kanya financial wellness, physical, mental, and social wellness. Bakit financial wellness, Ms. Liza? So after this slide, no, ipapaliwanag ko sa inyo or I will give you a short definition of financial planning. For physical and mental and social wellness, here in BPI-AIA, so work ko, no, we are not promoting not just for your financial wellness, but also for physical, mental, and social wellness. Kung familiar kayo sa Vitality, yun. Naging active si Marites, no, sa aming mga program sa Philang Vitality. So, kasi sa BPI-AIA, hindi lang kami di lang natatapos yung ang aming program sa mga kliyente na hangga't sa meron na silang insurance, no. We make sure na nabubuhay sila, they live healthier and better, no. So, kanina ko sinasabi, no, kanina si Sir Bryan, no, nagsalita about financial planning. So, ano nga ba yung financial planning? So, ito, no, galing to kay Mr. Google. At gaano ba ka-importante ang financial planning sa buhay ng isang tao? So, financial planning is a step-by-step approach to meet one's life goals. So, sabi nga, diba, step by step. Hindi pwedeng magsimula ka sa taas, pababa, or magsimula ka sa gitna. It's a step by step. So, financial plan act as a guide, so you go through life's journey. So, di ba, kanina, meron tayong mga dreams. No? Sinabi ko, nung after graduation, ang dami kong pangarap. Bibili ako ng ganito, unang sahod ko, bibili ako ng phone, bibili ako ng Jordan. No? So, eto, no, essentially, it helps you be in control of your income, expenses, investment, such that you can manage your money para ma-achieve natin yung goals na to. After graduation, alam ko, no, some of you, meron ng mga naiisip na trabaho kung saan kayo mag-a-apply. Ang iba naman, no, meron nang naka-picture out, may first paycheck. Ano ba yung gagawin ko? Sabi kanina, no, ilalagay niya sa savings, ilalagay nila sa investment. So, introducing to you the financial pyramid. So, kanina, no, yung definition ng success, sabi, it's a step-by-step. So, si financial pyramid, this is a step-by-step process or way down, no, para ma-achieve natin yung financial wellness. Ma'am Liza, bakit niyo po ba sa amin sinasabi to? Kaka-graduate pa lang po namin. Kailangan po ba namin alamin to? So, it doesn't necessarily na kailangan kumbaga i-take in lahat, no? But this one is to give you overview, no? Para after graduation, naka-receive na kayo ng first paycheck. Di ba ang saya kapag nakaka-receive tayo ng first na salary? So, ayan, hopefully, no, mailagay natin sa tama saan dapat ilalagay ang ating mga first paycheck. So, going back to me and story, the first step here is protection. So, yung sa story ni Mian, if we will try to assess her financial state, she might have overlooked the first step. Bakit? Kasi, no, kaya siya nag-ask ng help sa amin, no, dahil wala siyang protection. So, instead na yung mga naipon niya, no, or hindi lang si Mian, pati yung ibang mga kliyenteng nakakausap ko, instead, kunwari na ibibili niya sa anak niya ng ganito, pag-aaral ng anak niya, no, dahil na-diagnose siya ng cancer, lahat ng naipon niya, or even yung mga bahay, lahat ng naipundar nila, na ibebenta. Bakit? No? Nakalimutan nila yung first step, which is the protection. Sa protection, no, kung ihimayin natin, ano nga ba yung protection niya? Andyan si medical insurance, si critical illness insurance. Ito yung whatever happens to you, no, maaksidente ka, may makukuha ka para pang bayad mo sa hospitalization. Magkaroon ka ng sakit, meron kang makukuha, pambayad mo dun sa hospitalization din, sa critical, sa gamot. Mamatay ka, no? Pag ako namatay, merong protection ng aking mga anak. Makakapag-aral sila kasi nabigyan ko ng protection ng aking mga anak. Then after that, no, sa susunod daw na step, merong regular savings. So, sa regular savings, ito yung sinasabi kanina ng mga nag-chat, no, ma'am, gusto ko magkaroon ng savings. Sa passbook, mag-open ako ng account. Sa ATM, ito yun. So, it comprises of emergency fund. No? Some of you, after 4 years, 5 years, after graduation, magkakaroon na ng mga anak. Dito kayo mag-iipon for your children's education. Planning, retirement, no? Home ownership, then kung ano pa yung mga pangarap mo sa buhay. So, after na magkaroon kayo ng sarili nyong emergency fund, no? Kapag nabuo nyo na yun, kumpleto na, may pangbahay, bayad ka sa bahay, sa sasakyan. So, papalaguin naman natin ito ngayon. So, that comes with growth and diversification. Dito na pumapasok yung mga bonds, stocks, no? Mutual funds. And after that, ito na yung, kung may mga extra pa kayo, papasok nyo siya sa real estate, forex, commodities. Then, kapag okay na lahat, no, yung kumpleto na yung sa pyramid nyo, meron na tayong wealth distribution or kung paano nyo na ipapasa sa mga anak nyo, sa mga apo nyo, yung mga naipundar nyo. Tinatawag natin itong estate planning or succession planning. So, ito yung structure, no. Sabi daw nila, it's effective. Which is, no, whenever we talk to client, no, whenever me, no, dahil isa to sa mga trabaho ko, no. Para sa akin, kapag tinuturo ko yung financial planning, when I show them the financial pyramid na tutulungan ko sila, it's a success, no. Parang ang sarap sa pakiramdam na makikita mo or may matutulungan ka. So, why I am sharing you with this, no? Here in BPI-AIA, our mission is we make sure na yung insurance is easy to get and easy to have to every Filipino. So, no matter what class they belong to. Bakit? No? Because alam naman natin, no, as a third world country with 110 million population, only 2% lang ang merong insurance. And guys, no, I know after this graduation, no, wag sana tayo, kumbaga, wag sana tayong sumali sa 98%. Sana madagdagan natin yung 2% para mas ma-achieve natin or mas mabilis natin makuha yung success na gusto nating matanggap. Ayan. So, after graduation, I know guys, no, magkakaroon kayo ng trabaho. For example, no, kay BPI kayo pupunta, mag-open kayo ng account. So, ayan, mag-open po ako ng account Miss Liza. Then after that, magkakaroon ako ng housing loan. Babalik na naman ako, Miss Liza. Gusto ko ng magpatayo ng bahay, bibigyan ko na si mama ng bahay, mag-housing loan po ako. Or yung iba, magka-car loan, mag-i-invest. But don't forget, no, you should protect kung ano man yung mga investment nyo, kung ano man yung mga savings nyo. Kasi kapag hindi natin naprotektahan yan, no, if something happened to you, wala, mawawala yan. Babalik kayo at babalik sa zero. So, with that, no, I hope, no, that I was able to give you another definition of success. So, para sa inyo ngayon, ano nga ba yung success? So, tatanungin niyo ako, Miss Liza, para sa'yo, ano nga ba yung success? When it comes to my job, no, for me, no, helping Filipino protect their loved one, live healthier, longer, better life, no, nagagampanan ko yung trabaho ko, no, it's a success for me. And then, while doing my work, no, by keeping focus on my dreams and goals, I was able to enjoy this reward. I am being rewarded by being healthy. Yan, nakita niyo ako naka-thumbs up dyan, no? Dahil sa Film Vitality, sa company namin, no, every time na nagiging healthy ka, meron kaming rewards. At yan, every time na meron kaming annual awards, kasama yung family ko, na-enjoy nila kung ano man yung perks na na-enjoy ko sa company. And recently, 2018, no, I traveled to New York, free lahat. So, humabol pa bago mag-lockdown. Nakapag-New York pa ako. And then, yon, nare-recognize kung ano man yung mga hard work na ginagawa ko. And of course, ang pinaka-importante sa lahat, nakakapag-provide ako sa aming family. So, for me, yan yung mga success na pwede kong sabihin, yes, for me, this is my success. So, with that, no, thank you so much, and we would very delighted to have you in the organization. If you want to join us in the future, After your graduation, you feel free to screenshot our QR code. Malay nyo, no? Kayo na din yung maging awardee at magkita-kita tayo. Ang next na travel namin is sa Turkey naman. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much first to Sir Bryan Del Mundo, our first alumni resource speaker, and of course, Miss Liza Reyes, no, our second resource speaker from DPI AIA for such a very interesting, informative, and really insightful talk this afternoon. I'm sure everybody was really listening carefully and taking down notes because this is not just about the present. You're talking about essentially the future, no, the financial planning aspect, and of course the financial literacy, really important for our graduating students especially, right? So at this point we would like to invite our participants to post their questions. If you want to engage, no, if you have any questions to our alumni resource speakers, I'm sure no nakaka-relate sila sa inyo ngayon. Once upon a time they were also graduating students and they're trying to know what will happen after graduation. But I think what they can bring with us here, no, or share with us, of course, no, the readiness, no, in the financial systems, no, and of course how to plan for your financial systems, definitely. Okay, so we're welcoming now questions. You can even raise your hand virtually if you want to use your microphone and share your thoughts. Okay, so what are the things that you would like to talk? No, siguro Sir Bryan or Miss Liza would like to maybe spark the conversation by saying that financial literacy could be something like a buzzword, but it seems like it's like an elephant in the room. Like everybody knows about it, but nobody wants to talk about it. What do you think would be the reason why some Filipinos, or whether professional or still students, would not be really interested sometimes when you talk about the finances and all? What could be the barriers or the reason why it seems like it's not a widely discussed topic, no, even inside the house, no, household, no? Yeah, your thoughts, Sir Bryan or Miss Liza, anybody? Yes, Sir Bryan.
So for me, with that idea na yes, that is actually true. When it comes to finances, parang Filipinos, we don't want to really address it directly.
Mhm.
And I think some of the barriers there would be first, no, it depends on the scenario or the situation. Other people, once that they are earning, parang they really enjoy it and they don't want others to tell them na, oh,
Mm.
you have to save also because of course no it depends on their upbringing as well, and we Filipinos, we really want to enjoy na having a certain lifestyle, meeting with our friends, so may gastos din tayo dun. And sa bahay naman, when finances are being, or when finances is the topic, yung common thing sa Pilipino na, baka gastos na naman or
Mm.
babudgetin na naman. So I think the essentially the barrier there is lack of understanding when it comes to finances. Because we know that when it comes to our financial capability, na we have this resources to pay for this, to pay for that. Pero what we really are not addressing, no, for Filipinos is what about the future? Kasi may tendency ang mga Filipinos, not all, pero may tendency ang Pinoy na i-enjoy. Kumbaga YOLO, i-enjoy ko siya ngayon. No, so with this lack of appreciation and understanding of what financial literacy is all about, or being financially literate at the same time, lack of planning kasi they don't have the foundational understanding. Pero I'm really relieved as well dun sa mga answers kanina, Sir Ron, ng mga students were in. They know the value because they're saying investment, business, and whatnot. And that is a great start, a great step towards an evolving community as Filipinos na we are now trying to address because, of course, we're now understanding the meaning of it.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
think the barrier there is lack of understanding. That's why we other people wouldn't want to talk about it, and also lack of planning in the future because they're always thinking of the present.
Yeah, I agree, Sir Bryan. No? So, like when you say lack of understanding, maybe lack of knowledge, no, or inadequacy of the knowledge, we're afraid of the things that we don't know, right? So that's why we don't want to go there, no. And yeah, I think the universities are doing a good job, no, especially maybe FEU. We can clearly say that, no, that students are really more aware about their status of their financial system at this point. Yes, and I think we really need, no, more of these webinars, no, not just for FEU, but yeah, different universities, communities should be working on this and talking about this. How about you, Miss Liza? Your thoughts about this? No, what would be your experience? Why people are not really keen on discussing, no, financial matters? No, yung parang pag tinanong mo pa lang, parang umaayaw, parang ayaw na pag-usapan yung when it comes to, investments and all, even insurance. No, what would be your thoughts about this? What would be your experience, Miss Liza?
Yes, Sir Ron, based on my experience, no, kasi ang dami kong kliyenteng nakakausap or regarding kapag ino-offer namin yung insurances or investment, laging ilag sila. Kasi,
Mm,
yes, tama yung sinabi ni Sir Bryan na lack of understanding and nahihiya yung iba sa family member. May times na nahihiya sila to open sa children nila kung ano yung financial status nila. Kasi gusto nilang makisabay kung ano man yung agos ng mundo, like kunwari, nanghihingi sa kanila yung anak nila ng iPhone and etc. para lang mapagbigyan, no? So, tinatago nila kung ano ba yung totoong status ng kanilang ah, expenses. And another one, no, yun, hindi nila mag-give up siguro yung mga wants nila kasi
mm,
di pa nila nararanasan kasi kung ano yung mga worst experience na pwedeng mangyari sa kanila in the future. So like katulad dun sa story ko, no, maraming senaryo akong ganun na kliyente sa BPI. No, hangga't hindi nila na-realize yung kung walang nangyari sa kanilang ah, hindi maganda. So hindi nila mare-realize kung gaano ba ka-importante yung
mm.
yung financial literacy.
Yeah, that's why we really need to be part of this, no, awareness drive and education drive, no, about the financial literacy. And I think somehow the social media and even the media would have something to do about this. Like you would hear kasi, no, like we celebrate our first income, na parang ganyan. Tapos I remember there's an ad saying that it's my sofa bed now. You know, you have a lot of freedom, what you want to do with your money, with your income, only to find out that too much freedom, no, is not really something that we need to also put some boundaries. I guess, no, in terms of, like what Sir Bryan mentioned, and of course, discuss in his content, no, about the aspect or the way how to save, no, the formula for saving. So I think that's a very good reminder for all of us. Sir Bryan and Miss Liza, there's a question from Leona Flor Isulan, one of our participants here, graduating student, from Institute of Accounts, Business and Finance. I just want to know if, sorry, umakat yung question. I just want to know if being financially educated or literate can help in addressing the unemployment problems. Yeah, I think, is it really connected? Why? Because you're unemployed? Because maybe it has something to do with the lack of education or inadequacy of knowledge about financial literacy? Are they interrelated or correlate? May correlation po ba between the two? We'll start siguro Miss Liza first. Yeah.
Sorry, binabasa ko yung ano. So,
Yeah.
being financially educated or literate can help addressing the unemployment.
The,
Actually, so, pwedeng magkakonektado naman kasi yun, no, na yung lack of financial education. Bakit? Kasi kung halimbawa hindi mo alam, no, kung ano ba yung financial literacy or hindi ka marunong magplano, no. So, when you are applying for a job, no, hindi mo kasi alam kung ano ba dapat yung magiging sahod mo, no, basic mo. So, parang para sa akin, no, ah, hindi siguro less na ma-address yung unemployment problem sa Philippines, but more of mas matutulungan natin pahalagahan yung merong mga trabaho kung ano man yung maliit na kita na meron sila.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Liza. Now let's proceed with Jemmy's question, Jemmy Escobio. As a graduating student, what are the factors that we have to consider in making decisions in terms of financial aspects, since we are going to cross the path from being a student to become an employee business owner? Like, what are the, yeah, I think, is there really like a switch, like what will happen, like a literal switch, that you need to consider now that you're not a student anymore, you're now an employee? I think, Sir Bryan, you would like to answer this?
So thank you for that question. I was actually very happy, Sir Ron, because you mentioned these are the type of questions that they will be throwing or asking us. So with that specific question, me personally, since nag-switch ako from being a college student, entering into a corporate world, or even having your own business, there are certain factors now that you have to really consider. No, number one, when you are studying kasi, no, when it comes to your finances, you are considering, what will I eat, no, my commute, other savings for whatever I need or whatever I want. Pero once you enter into a real world, you will be providing for yourself. So those are still the things that you have to think. Commuting, your finances for your food, for example. Pero there are other factors na that you have to really identify. Now, if you're an employee, you have to also look out for, as we mentioned during my discussion, when it comes to medical emergencies. So I do understand na yes, there are companies providing HMO, pero of course, there are certain factors na hindi na nako-cover. So you also have to take into consideration and be part of a factor once you are earning, you have your finances, na there is a possibility that these things might happen related to my health, related to my security. Same goes with you being a business owner. Not only would you be focusing on your own health, but if you own a business, no, let's say you have a business and you have people under you, you have to also budget your financial assets so that you can better service not only your customers because of your business, but also yung mga tao na hawak mo. And of course, yung health nila, whatever they need and they want. So I can't tell you exactly that you have to do this, you have to do that. As Ron mentioned earlier, there is not really a switch that you have to, oh, I'm gonna enter into this, so I have to click all this. Because once you enter, or once you really have the path that you want to take, then that's the time you will be realizing those things. But in order for you to prepare, no, there will be additional factors. No, what you're having right now will still exist, but you also have to factor in what would be some emergencies that would happen, and of course, set aside certain fund so that it can be easily accessible if those things would happen as well.
Thank you, Sir Brian. Yeah, sometimes it's easier said than done. No? Like, for example, this is that thing that we can do, what not to do. But what's really common, the common denominator really in terms of preparing for the workplace is that the adjustment, no? Like, what you mentioned, your finances, the risk out there, right? Your health concerns and all. And I think, there's something that you need to prepare, no? Our dear graduating students. Thank you, Jemmy, for that question. This is an interesting question. I think Ma'am Liza can help us answer this, no? I'm planning to take my master's degree after graduation, but then I would like to ease my parents in terms of financial problems. At a financial standpoint, what would be better, to pursue my postgraduate studies or to work first and save money? What your thoughts po, Ma'am Liza?
Yes, to John Mar Manuel, no, depends on your priorities. Kasi magdedepende yan kung ano ba yung gusto mo talaga or ano ba yung priority mo. To help your parents ba or take ka ng master's degree. But no, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, merong mga bagay na kaya mong kontrolin na kung kaya mong pagsabayin, or may mga ways naman kasi tayo na while you are taking your master's degree, nag-work ka part-time. So may mga pwedeng pagsabayin or pwede kang mamili. But then again, no, it depends on your priorities. Kung ano ba yung unang priority mo.
Yeah, thank you. No, that's the operative word, no, the priority, no. Like, of course, that's something that you need to talk with your household, with your parents as well, no. So I think thank you, Miss Liza, for that advice. From Anne Mariel, I think this is an interesting question. No, what are the tips that you can give in managing our income in terms of allocating financial resources to our savings and investments? Because as far as I know, po, savings is different from saving money. For investments, do we have to consider the amount we have to allocate for our beginning investments as expense, or do we take an amount from our savings to invest? It gets confusing sometimes po, kasi especially there are a lot of ways people share in terms of handling their finances. actually marami ring mga so-called experts sa social media, right? Sharing this advice, no, and somehow no creating clout, no, and creating followers. But sometimes it's so confusing, no, what will be the best options for us. So your thoughts, sir? Brian first, I think. Yeah, you would like to share something, sir.
And so with this one, just like the formula that I shared earlier is at the beginning you have to create or to set aside, and that will be your savings. Now, with this question, should I get from that pool of savings and then invest it? It actually depends on what would be your investment. Kung you are willing to shell out a large amount that would compromise your savings, then definitely hindi siya maganda. Now, bakit? Because the first or the initial savings that you have, may purpose ka dun. And you have a certain goal that you want to achieve using that pool of savings. Now, what if you are ready for an investment? Kaso nga lang, more than half of that would be cut off. Then maybe you should look at your finances again, no? Reassess it, and then you can allocate a certain part for investment and then another one for savings. Now, bakit? Because ang goal natin is you have your pool of savings untouched so that if something happens, then you can get from that. And if you want to make it more clear, it will still depend on your capacity, kung ano ba yung gusto mong investment, ganong kalaki ba yung willing kang i-shell out. And with this, no, also a tip, and in reality, this would happen na once you have your formula, I have to save this certain amount. No, it depends because you might be earning more than me or vice versa. So it depends on your cash inflow. But with this one, what you will experience is from time to time you are going to reassess your income, because I can tell you na, oh, from your savings kumuha ka ng ganitong amount and then yan ang i-invest mo, because it
Mhm.
depends on your income, it depends on ganong kalaki ba yung investment ko. If maliit naman siya, maybe you can get it from your pool of savings. Pero kung malaki yung willing ka, then you readjust everything and then set aside a different fund so that if something is compromised, you still have a sort of a fallback, which is your initial savings. So with this, it will depend. You have to reassess your whole financial inflow, kung magkano yung kinikita or magkano yung earnings mo, and then you assess what if this will be compromised. Maybe you want to take away the investment from that and then make it a different part. So it will be a different scenario for me. It would be a different scenario for you, for Sir Ron, for Miss Layzabelle, because it depends on what you want, what your goal is, at the same time, ano yung capability mo with your
Mhm.
earning potential.
Thank you, Sir Brian, for reiterating that not part of your discussion earlier about the formula, and it's something that could be customized depending on our capacity. Yeah, thank you so much. I think, Ma'am Liza, this is a question that's, maybe something that you can answer. No, very interesting from Abigail Benito. Where should people who live paycheck to paycheck invest their money if they only have a small amount to invest? Is there such?
No,
Is that really possible, Miss Liza?
yes, actually, let's go back to financial pyramid, no? Again, before you invest, so kailangan muna talaga natin ng protection or life insurance. Katulad nung sinabi ko kanina, alam naman natin kung ano yung magiging result kapag hindi natin yung inuna yun. So, I have a lot of clients na they live paycheck to paycheck talaga. So, minsan, kumbaga, ang monthly salary nila is very minimum. But, no, kailangan katulad ng sinabi ni Sir Bryan kanina, yung formula, naka-budget dapat. Tatanggalin mo yung savings mo ngayon dun sa savings na yun, no? Or if you have emergency fund, kunwari, for example, I have 20,000, then less mo yung 20% nun. Yung 10%, pwede mong ilagay sa investment, and that the other 10% is ilagay mo sa insurance. Ngayon, kapag sasabihin natin na sobrang liit nito, then adjust your expenses. Pwede kang mag-cut down, kunwari, halimbawa, kumakain kayo sa labas, nag-Jollibee, then cut down. Kasi again, babalik tayo dun sa kung ano ba talaga yung priority mo. No? Ano ba talaga yung kailangan mo? Ano ba talaga yung needs mo or needs ng family mo? Kung kailangan mo bang i-cut, well, according nga sa studies, no, kung sino man yung taong they follow the financial pyramid, sila yung nagkakaroon talaga ng financial wellness.
Yeah, thank you so much for that insightful advice, Miss Liza. Like, sabi nga ni Sir Bryan kanina, pwede naman nating i-control yung pag-add to cart, no? Add to cart lang, pero wag i-check out.
Wag
Baka hanggang
i-check
dun,
out.
oo. Or actually, may iba nga talaga ina-uninstall nila yung app, no? Para hindi talaga sila during the time na may sale, no? Parang ganun. So I think it's really part of your goal, no, and coupled with discipline and of course awareness and education and understanding of the process. And yeah, thank you so much for that. Let's go now to the last question. I'm so proud lang no na kahit na nag-extend tayo ng time no, hindi bumibitaw yung ating mga viewers, 200 pa rin talagang. It only shows that they are really interested, and I'm sure that they really are learning a lot from you, Miss Liza and Sir Bryan, no. From Christian Moleta, curious lang daw po siya, no? The insurance offered po ba ng banks are the same as the insurance companies? Like Pru Life, etc. Nagbigay siya ng sample. Yeah. Sir Bryan, what do you think? Are they the same daw pa? Parang ganun.
With this one, it boils down to the plan itself because it depends on the insurance plan. Of course, there are certain factors and also there are certain features and benefits that comes with each and every plan there is. And with this one, what makes it sound lang at the same time secure is because when an insurance is connected with a bank, no, we can think of it as a very secure institution. Since for example, a client or maybe you, Christian, you will be purchasing an insurance policy that is connected with a bank, then you have this insight na, oh, I'm making my payments inside the bank, so my money is really protected. And with the reputation of a bank, for example, BPI, no, which is one of the most well-known establishment when it comes to banking, it would of course give the idea of security na, oh, my hard-earned money I'm putting into an insurance plan is being kept and is safe. Now, with this one as well, Sir Ron, I think Ms. Layzabelle, with her experience being a Bancassurance area manager, can also add on to the difference between the two.
Yeah, Miss Liza.
Yes, oo. Yun lagi kasing talagang nagiging ano yan, kino-compare talaga. Ano nga ba talaga yung pagkakaiba ng life insurance sa bank? Well, the same kasi under siya sa insurance commission. May mga benefits talaga na same lang din. But the difference siguro in bank kasi no, one-stop shop na kasi. So, kumbaga, if you are going to pay your insurance, pwede mo nang ipadaan doon sa bank kung saan ka kumuha ng life insurance. And also, no, the features and the benefits, magkakaiba. So, depende nga kung ano ba yung kailangan mo. But, ang pinaka-ano doon, no, pare-pareho kung ano man yung, tawag na to, ang purpose ng insurance is protection. So, yun lang yun. Ang purpose ng insurance, bangko man yan or sa agency, is the same. It's protection.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Liza, Sir Bryan, for reiterating the difference between the two. And of course, I think that's really the what Christian here is trying to ask, no, in that particular question. We're so grateful. Thank you so much again, Miss Liza and Sir Bryan, for gracing our event. And before we officially conclude our pep talk, kahit nag-extend tayo, na napakarami pa rin nasa room, no? Miss Liza, 200 pa rin sila na mga students, no? We would like to first, of course, no, present to you this certificate of appreciation to our alumni resource speakers for this afternoon. Let me read the text first. Far Eastern University Career and Placement Office Certificate of Appreciation is awarded to Mr. Bryan Del Mundo and Ms. Layzabelle Reyes for their valuable contribution as speakers during the pre-employment preparation talk webinar series titled Saving for the Future, Financial Literacy and Management, given this 28th day of April 2022 at the Far Eastern University, Manila, signed Maria Carmencita Suba Alfonso, the Director of FEU Career and Placement Office, and Generoso B. Pamitan Jr., PhD, Vice President for Academic Services. At this juncture, thank you so much again, Sir Bryan, Ms. Liza. Before we end, are there any parting words, final pieces of advice that you would like to share with our audience? Quick thoughts, and before we officially end, Sir Bryan, will start with you first, and then we'll follow with Ms. Liza. Yeah.
Well, for me, focusing on financial literacy, it really depends on each individual, ano yung na-experience nyo. Pero knowing the value of money is very important for us, no? Not only for now, but also for our future. So I guess what I would say is, of course, no, being young, enjoy your finances as much as you can, but of course, be responsible.
Thank you, Sir Bryan. Miss Liza?
Ayun. Thank you so much, dear FEU students. So, and siguro yung sasabi ko lang is, yun, focus on your goal. Kasi if you are on track with your goals, so, and uh, alam naman natin kung ano yung kailangan natin gawin. Then, sinabi na namin kung ano yung uh, mga method or ways para ma-achieve natin yung financial wellness. Just focus. And yun, iwasan natin masyado mag-add to cart. We should know ano ba yung wants natin at ano ba yung needs natin and yung priorities natin. So, yun lang. Good luck!
Thank you so much. Very practical advice, really something that we can really use, no, really useful in our day-to-day lives, no, right? Thank you again, Miss Liza Reyes, and of course, Sir Bryan Del Mundo, for gracing this event with your valuable knowledge and experience. To all our students in attendance, please do not forget to answer the online student activity evaluation form. We will provide you with your e-certificate of attendance. We will see you again in our next Pep Talk webinar. For updates, please regularly visit the Career Placement Office official Facebook page. And on behalf of FEU CAPO, we would like to also thank the digital media partner, Marketing and Communications Office of FEU, for making this live event possible. Many thanks, dear students, faculty members, and even employees for joining us this afternoon. We hope that you've learned a lot from today's Pep Talk. And as we end, may we invite everyone to join us in singing, of course, including our alumni resource speakers, no, the FEU hymn. This is again your MC Ron Gascon. Keep safe, everyone. Be brave. Tamaraos.
Far east where long night beloved alma mater, onward, O heroes, the green and golden view. In thy happy home, our young hearts saw the light. Command thy sons and daughters to battle for the right. Though far from home our feet may roam, our love will still be true. Our voices shall unite to praise thy name anew. We'll